Hello friends, it's good to be visiting with you tonight. Well, it may not be tonight. It may not be nighttime when you're watching this, but for me, I am making this video on Friday night, September 20th. And it's late. I just got home from going to watch a musical at the theater in Marietta with my son. We saw Smoke on the Mountain. If y'all have not seen that, it's a really cute musical play. I've seen it several times. It's my son's first time to see it, and he thought it was really cute too. So anyway, it's late, but I wanted to make this video because I've got something I'm going to be giving away tomorrow, and I realized I have not shown it on my videos, and I wanted to show it before I give it away. So I have had quite a busy September, so I apologize that I have not made a video in several weeks, but my September has been, I've been going like my shirt tail was on fire, as my mom and daddy used to say. So I really haven't had a chance to make a video. I've been to several retreats, and it's just been a busy September, and I've still got a few more things to go, and then the holidays will hit, and then before you know it, it's going to be the first of the year. It just amazes me how quickly time is going. My mom and daddy used to say, the older you get, the faster time goes, and obviously I'm getting really old because it's going really fast. But I'm sure it's doing the same for you guys. I don't know where time goes. It just gets away. Anyway, I will show you some of the things that I've gotten at some of my retreats. And I have been working on Sampler September. Have y'all been doing that? I love Sampler September. As y'all know, I love to stitch samplers. Reproduction samplers are my absolute favorite, but I love to stitch samplers. So I've been trying, my goal this month has been to touch 25 samplers. Now, some of these are older samplers, some, are in my whip pile, and a couple of them are brand new starts. I got some samplers at one of the retreats that I went to recently, and I had to start them. So those are among the 25. I will not have time to show you all 25. I like to keep my videos around a half an hour, so I will show you some of the ones that I've been working on, and hopefully before the end of the month I can show you the rest of the samplers that I touched this month, because it's been so much fun. I have loved stitching on these, and I've stitched on some things that weren't samplers as well. So this is I'll show you something that I'm going to be giving away tomorrow. It's not a sampler. This is, and I'm sure you have all seen Strength and Dignity by The Proper Stitcher. And I just thought this was such a sweet piece. And I have a friend who has been going through some cancer treatments, and I thought this would be something nice to give her. So I stitched this, and I fully finished it, which is something I don't often do, is to fully finish, but I did, and I stuffed it with wool roving, and I used some trim that Elizabeth gave me, Dames of the Needle. I got this from her, and it's like kind of like a yarn trim. It's not a rickracky, it's not ruched, but you can kind of scrunch it up as you're going around your piece. Like I twirled it around a little bit, and some of it will kind of poke up a little bit, like that one right there. Can you see? And so as you're going around, and you kind of sew it down with a little tacking kind of stitch, and then you just kind of scrunch it up as you go around. And I didn't keep them pulled tightly, or I just really didn't have a rhyme or reason, and I really like the way it turned out. As I said, I used some wool roving in some of the wool pieces. You know, I don't think you can see it, but I had the bag sitting beside me as I was doing this, the bag of wool roving. So I don't know if the trim kind of grabbed hold of some of the wool roving, or if some of that is coming through the backing. On the front, I used a piece of the woven fusible stuff. So I backed the stitched piece with the woven fusible, but I forgot to do that on the backing. And so I don't know if the wool roving is coming through the backing or not. But there's just a few stray hairs here and there. But anyway, I think it turned out really sweet. And I think she'll be touched by it, I think. So that was Strength and Dignity by The Proper Stitcher. I'm sure y'all have all seen that. Oops. Yeah, there we go. A lot of people have stitched this, but I didn't want to frame it. I thought it would be a sweet little pillow that she can just stick up on a shelf or on top of a dresser or whatever. Okay. I'll go ahead and show you another fully finished piece. This is so not like me to have more than one fully finished piece, but I recently attended the retreat at Quilter Station in Lee Summit, Missouri, and one of the designers there was Lois with Lady Dots, and she provided a kit for us to make this little pumpkin stack. Isn't that sweet? So she gave us the antique spool and the threads to wrap it with and to make this bow. And then these pumpkins are made with, it looks like a type of burlap or something, but it's actually silk. So we gathered up the pieces of silk and made them into pumpkins, and then we cut the leaves out of felt, little wool felt pieces, and we rolled this little piece of wool up, and we tied some little pieces of, I don't know what you call this stuff. It's not jute. And then Lois had provided these pins to us, which I thought was really sweet. So I think it turned out really cute. It was my first piece of fall decoration this year, so I was really tickled to have this finished and ready to go. So I think most well, did I just have that showing the whole time? It's just a piece of trash there. I think most everybody finished their pieces. It looks, there we go. It looks off center, but it's really not. I think most everyone there finished their pieces, so that was a fun thing to do. All right, let me show you some of the samplers I've been working on, because I just love Sampler September. One thing that I started, I think I've started this since I talked with y'all last. I may have shown it, I'm not sure if I even showed it on my Instagram or not. Lynette, Homesteading on the Homefront, and I are doing a stitch-along piece in honor and in memory of Daleen. So grateful. She was a sweet friend to both of us, and Lynette asked me if I would like to do this piece with her as a stitch-along, and I said absolutely I would. So we are going to be doing a summer garden sampler by Needlework Press. And I know a lot of people have already done this, but isn't this perfect for Miss Daleen? I just think it's perfect. Daleen loved her garden. And this little lady here looks like Daleen to me. it just looks like Daleen. And so I'm going to change some of the motifs a little bit to personalize it more for her. I'm going to give her red hair, and maybe she'll be holding a basket for her flowers, and a few other things. I'm going to change it up to personalize it, but I just love this. And so Lynette's already got a good jump on hers. It took me a while to get my pattern. I had ordered it from somewhere, and after 2 weeks, they still had not even mailed it out yet, so I decided to order it somewhere else. But this is my little meager start on it. And I am stitching this on the called for, I think. No, what am I stitching this on? No, I'm not. I'm stitching this on Dunes by Fiber on a Whim. Dunes. So, of course, it's a bed sheet, as all my pieces are. Usually when I first start. Now, let me get back. Where did I start? There we go. Nope. There we go. So I started in the upper right hand corner, and I think this one's going to be a lot of fun to stitch, and think about Miss Daleen as I stitch it. So if y'all would like to stitch along with us, we are using the hashtag InTheGardenWithDaleenSAL. Pretty sure that's right. If it's not, I will put the corrected hashtag in the description box, but I'm pretty sure it's InTheGardenWithDaleenSAL. And again, it's a summer garden sampler by Needlework Press. I love it. And if you have already stitched this, please comment and let me know. And if you made any changes in your sampler as well. Alrighty, another one that I have started is one that I got at Quilter Station, and Teresa Minette, Kitten Stitcher, Shakespeare's Peddler, was another one of the designers that was there, and she did an excellent talk on the process that she goes through when she designs charts and when she prints charts, and it was very interesting, very, very interesting. And so she gave us a kit called Kindness Makes Friends, and I just think that's just the sweetest sampler. And I think there are people that went to this that have already finished this. But I started mine, and let me see if it tells what fabric we're using. Well, I don't have it in front of me. Oh, yes, it does. 36 count natural by Zweigart. So I started on the border, and I started in the upper right hand corner, and I'm already to the left hand corner and headed down. So it's not going to be a huge sampler, but I got a little meager start on that. And this one's going to be a lot of fun. I don't think there are any specialty stitches in this. I think it's strictly cross stitch. I was looking to see if this alphabet was like Algerian I or Smyrna cross, but I don't think so. I think they're all just cross stitch. But I love that big house. I think it's really pretty. So that was Kindness Makes Friends. This is probably going to be an exclusive for a little while, but I'm sure after a period of time it will be on the market for everybody to receive. All right. Another one that we got at Quilter Station was, oh, no, this was not from Quilter Station. This one was from Country Samplers retreat back in the spring, I think. And this was from Violets and Verses, called Elizabeth Tulie. She had the antique there. This is Jennifer's adaptation of the antique. Let me see if there's a picture in here of the antique. Yes. So this is a picture of the antique sampler. And I loved it because it had the verses from the hymn, When I Survey the Wondrous Cross. And I loved that. And so at the retreat, Jennifer was going to be moving. And so she said if I would give her a little time and let her get moved, and then send her a note that she would send the charted part for these two verses, and they go right in here, I think. Yes, they go right in here. And the way that the original stitcher had stitched them, well, the way that Jennifer, she just cut that out and scooted these up. But if you put that back in, you just have to add a couple of little, pieces of the border there, and then just stitch the rest, and it easily fits all in there. And I really wanted to stitch the verses, and so we have all been sent now the charted verses, so that we can put this on our sampler. And so that is what I am going to do with Miss Elizabeth Tulie by Violets and Verses. And I got a little meager start, but I got a little bitty start. And once again, I started in the upper right hand corner. And this is going to be this is stitched on, I'm not sure if it tells me. I don't think it tells me. If I look and find it, I will mention it the next time I show this on one of my videos. I don't think it does. Now this one does have some specialty stitches in it. It has Algerian I think, for the alphabet here. I think those are Algerian eyes. I'm not sure if it has any other specialty stitches in it or not. I don't think so. Here again, this one may be an exclusive for a little while, but I'm sure it will be available, after a year or so. And that was this spring. So it shouldn't be much longer before it's available to everybody. Let's see, do I have another? Well, I do have another. This one, it was a club kit from I think it was Dying to Stitch, but, or was it Country Sampler? But I've heard that there was a kind of an outcry and people are wanting this, and I think they are going to be making this available to people if they want it. And it's called Julia Rachel Delamere by Cross Stitch Antiques. And I just think it is a gorgeous sampler. It's just beautiful. I have another picture here. I think it's a clearer picture. Let me get it out of the plastic. Isn't that gorgeous? This is a picture of the antique, I think. So pretty. And on this one, I started in the middle. I wasn't really sure how much of a margin they had given us. Since this was a kit that we received, I wasn't sure how much of a margin they had left. I didn't know if it was 2 or 3 inches or more or less. So when I'm unsure like that, I usually start in the middle, and that's what I did. So I don't even know which way's up. I have a very small start, I think. I'm not sure if I have that upside down or not. It's either that way or this way, I think. And my eyes, y'all, are so tired. I cannot wait to get these contacts out of my eyes. I think it's that way. They are so dry and tired. So as soon as I get this video recorded, I am going to be jerking these contacts out of my eyes. So I apologize if I'm all squinty and it's hard for me to see. All righty, let's see. Another one that I worked on was another one that I think of Miss Daleen when I do it. This is Summer Jubilee. It's from the book Souvenirs of Summer by Blackbird Designs. And I've got this much done. It's kind of hard to see that used brick border, but I got down here and I started working on this pretty flower and this urn here. There's an urn that has some flowers. And when I started bringing my border down, I realized that all of this is up 2 spaces too high. So I'm going to have to take out a good bit of this and restitch it. I think this part's okay. This part lined up, but this was not lining up with my border the way it should. So I'm going to have to take all that out. But anyway, I love this fabric. It's darker than I usually use. It is Mayflower Gray, 36 count by Dames of the Needle. And I really am enjoying it. It's not really hard to stitch on the dark. I was afraid it might be, but it's really not. Well, I say that and here I've messed up, so I can't blame it on the fabric though. That was me probably just getting in too big a hurry and not being careful enough when I was counting. So next time I touch this, I'll be frogging before I can make any more advances. But that was Summer Jubilee by Blackbird Design from the book Souvenirs of Summer, I think. I just have my working copy there. I couldn't lay my hands on the original. This one's an oldie, good, but a goodie. We moved into this house back in 2011. And when we moved, I had a storage little container thing that I found. And I found the sampler, but I did not have the pattern with it, and I didn't know the name of the sampler. And so, and I couldn't find I don't think the threads were with it either. It was just the sampler. And so I put a plea out on, I think I put a plea out on Facebook and put a picture and asked if anybody knew the name of that sampler. And I got a response right away. And so I was very thankful for that. So not long after that, I located my missing sampler. It was in another storage thing. And then later on, I found all the threads in another storage thing. I don't know why they had gotten so separated. But anyway, I have finally decided to start working on that again. This one, does it have a date on it? 1979 is the copyright. So I have had this one. Now, I don't know that I bought it when it first came out, but I know I have had it for quite a while. And I actually have 2 copies of it here. I think I had picked one up at a D-stash somewhere. But they are both so old that I'm embarrassed to pass them on. Mine has gotten coffee stained or tea stained or heaven knows what kind of stain. In those storage containers, there's no telling. But anyway, it is hand-drawn symbols, and It's got some specialty stitches in it. I think it has eyelet stitches, satin stitches, herringbone stitch, a sawtooth border. But I think it's gonna be beautiful. I don't know if this one's any better. It's not a color copy. This is, oh, I didn't even tell you the name. The Elanor Taylor sampler. And this originally came as a kit. And I think I'm using the fabric that came in the kit. So that is where I am on that. I had barely started this upper border years and years and years ago. So I've got the top of the border now finished, and I think that's as far as the alphabet went on this first line here. So I've got all of that done, and something is playing music in my living room. It's kind of threw me off there for a minute. So anyway, that's the Elanor Taylor sampler by the Exemplary. There you go, an oldie but a goodie. So I'm tickled to be stitching on that one again. I'm running out of time, and I've still got lots of samplers here to show you. This is another one that I started a while back. And I don't see my cover. Let's see if I have a working copy cover. I've got a working copy cover. This is Forever and Ever by With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. I am stitching this on 36 count Lakeside, but I don't remember the color. I do remember it's Lakeside, but I don't remember the color. Or it may be 40 count. I think it's 40 count actually. And that is where I am on that. So it's not going to be a very tall sampler. It is wider. And I like the horizontal samplers because I don't stitch many of those. So I think this one's going to be beautiful. But I haven't had it in my rotation in a while, so it hasn't gotten much love lately. But I plan on working on it a little bit more. It's fun when you have a challenge like this, the Sampler September, and it really encourages you to dig out some of these older pieces. So that's been a lot of fun. Well, let's see, I'll show one more. Here again, this is an older one. One of the first ones that I saw Natasha stitching on this. She was probably the first Flosstuber I watched, and this is what she was stitching on. And I just couldn't wait to start it. I didn't start it right away, but then once I started it, I put it back and haven't stitched on it in a long time. And it's called Coffee Quaker by Heartstring Samplery. And my fabric, I ordered this fabric specifically to do this chart. But it's not, the linens are uneven. Like this should be square, and it's not. So, not that it's enough that it really bothers me, but I can tell that it's not exactly the way it should be, but I still like it. So this is where I am on Coffee Quaker. Alrighty, I think that will be enough for tonight. I'm gonna go get these contacts out and get in the bed and take my friend her little pillow tomorrow. I hope you guys are enjoying your Sampler September or enjoying your stitches. Not everybody stitches samplers, and that's quite all right. So I hope you're enjoying your stitching time. I hope you're getting to stitch. Hope you're enjoying this fall weather. I love it. Still hasn't gotten real cool here in Georgia yet, but we're having some days that you can feel it. I can feel it. It's in the air, and I love it. I love it. So I'm going to be stitching the rest of my projects. I think I'm caught up. So I have stitched 20 different samplers this month. So I've just got 5 more to go. I may stitch all the way through September. I don't know. But anyway, I will show some of those to you the next time I get to visit with you, and hopefully it will be soon. So until then, God bless.